Hello everyone, welcome back to another video here on Play on GAA. My name is Séamus Brady, and in this video I'm going to be giving my thoughts personally on the news that COLM ROURKE has been appointed as the new MEATH football senior boss. I honestly find it really interesting. I am considering that a few weeks ago he said he was not interested in the job and did not want it. To do a full 180 on it, I do find that really, really interesting. And I mean, there's a full video as well on GA Fan TV, myself and Aaron. We run through the discussion. This is just my personal thoughts. I think it absolutely depends. COLM O'Rourke's success with Meath absolutely depends on who he brings in with him. I mean, Meath have had very successful underage teams. They won an All-Ireland minor title, very successful under 20 teams as well. The management teams that they've had there, they've had the likes of Graham Geraghty, Bernard Flynn in the backroom team. So who he brings in could be crucial because obviously COLM O'Rourke, he hasn't managed an intercounty team. The game has changed a lot from when he was initially rumoured to be taking the Meath managerial job. He did manage the Australian Rules Ireland team, and he was pretty successful with them. So he does have experience managing at the top level. We've seen his punditry. We've seen that he has a great mind for the game. But I think he has to be the figurehead, and then he has to have good managerial people around him. A similar way that, John Kiley has Paul Kinnerk there. They work well together. I think O'Rourke isn't enough on his own. I think he needs a lot of people around him that are good knowledge with the game. The likes of Bernard Flynn, the likes of Trevor Giles, maybe, who was in the Meath backroom team in the past, the likes of Graham Geraghty, who's a Meath legend. Just people like that. Even Keane Ward, on the GAA podcast there, he's a great analyst. He picks up on a lot of things, great experience, was a great player for Meath. I think he'd be a good little addition in the Meath backroom team because the one thing that they need to bring back into this team is fearlessness. They really do. The last 10 years that I've watched Meath play Dublin, they've rolled over for us every time we've played them. And the only time that Meath didn't really roll over was 2012 when Jamie Queenie scored that late goal and Meath looked like they were, potentially going to stage a late comeback. And they fell short by 3 points that year. Dublin won the Leinster title. That was in 2012. Obviously, 2010, Meath put 5 goals past Dublin and beat us in the Leinster semi-final, 5-9 to 13 points it was. But since then, they have not come near us. And if you're talking about, there's no one left from that panel. Absolutely nobody left from that panel. There's no one on the Meath panel right now who's beaten Dublin in league or championship. So it starts with the young lads for Meath. This overhaul, this is a very similar situation now to Donegal with Jim McGuinness when he came in 2010. Donegal were the losers, if you like, of Ulster. They hadn't been to an Ulster final hadn't won an Ulster title since 1992. They hadn't even really come close. 2004, they were in the Ulster final. Armagh beat them that year. There was a sense that they just could not get over the line. They weren't taken seriously in Ulster. Jim McGuinness came in, and the first thing he did, because he was so obsessed with this Armagh and Tyrone stigma over the Ulster counties, that they all believed that they couldn't beat them. Deep down, they were all scared of them. He came in and made kind of psychologically brainwashed the Donegal team into fully believing that they were going to beat Tyrone and Armagh, that they were going to win an Ulster title. And not only that, they were going to win an All-Ireland title. It started with the mind for Jim McGuinness. And that's what it has to start with for this Meath team as well. It has to start with the players fully believing that they can beat Dublin. And the key here is the young lads coming through. Again, very similarly with Donegal, Jim McGuinness had the likes of Michael Murphy, Paddy McBurty, these lads that had won Ulster titles at minor level, won Ulster titles at under 21 level, coming into the senior side with true belief that they could beat Tyrone because they'd beaten them at under 21. They'd beaten them at minor. So why can't they beat them at senior? And they bring these lads in who have a winning mentality, and you bring enough of them in that they can infuse and change the mentality of the older players who have gotten used to losing to the teams. So if Meath bring in the likes of Sean Emanuel, the likes of Cathal Hickey, bring them into the side that are used to beating Dublin at the younger ages and get them in and start to infuse the older lads, the likes of Donald Keoghan, the likes of Brian Menton, that are fantastic footballers, that, yeah, we can do this actually. Dublin are in a transition here. Dublin are in a period where it's a bit unsure. There's rumours that Dessie Farrell might leave. We don't know what's really going on there. They were beaten by Kildare in the league last season. They've shown signs of, obviously they were relegated. They've shown signs that they're not what they used to be. And Meath, if they can inject that sense of pure belief into the side, and if they beat Dublin and win a Leinster title, they'll be soaring right back to the top three, top table, if you like, of Gaelic football. Because what a win for Dublin, what a win over Dublin would do for the county in terms of engagement, in terms of attention, in terms of belief, in terms of attendances, would be massive. And it would make the game so much more popular in Meath again. Because Dublin and Meath's rivalry is the Leinster Championship. Like, they are the two most successful teams in Leinster Championship history. The 90s games are legend, literally, in both counties. That 1991 game changed the GAA forever. Before then, it was no sponsorships. There was none of this glamour. The 1991 games ushered in a new era of sponsorships. The first game that Meath played, they had no sponsor. By the end, Keypack was all over that Meath kit. Like, that 1991 game played such a key role in the GAA that we know today. Dublin and Meath has such a proud history and such a proud rivalry that for the last 5, 6, 7 years, it's been such a disappointment that it just hasn't come to be. With O'Rourke coming in, he does not fear Dublin. And if he brings in the likes of, like, maybe even Liam Hayes or people like that from the 90s teams that have it in their head how they would go about beating Dublin, it would be such a good mixture potentially. It could be the perfect storm, because Meath could be coming at the right time with these young lads that have these, underage medals in their pocket. Their minor All-Ireland title, their under-20 Leinster title. They have this in the pocket. And now they're coming into the senior side with such a chip on their shoulder that they want to be the Meath team that beats Dublin. It could be the perfect storm, especially with Dublin going through a transition phase. It could be one to watch. Yeah, I think it all depends who O'Rourke brings in around them. Because if he brings in the right people, I think Meath could make a real dash. And I think if Dublin have to play Meath in Páirc Tailteann, because remember, Dublin got relegated, Meath stayed up. Dublin and Meath are in the same Allianz League division now. If Dublin have to go down to Páirc Tailteann and play against Meath, if you like a good GAA fight, put your money down on Meath and Dublin fighting in Páirc Tailteann, because Colm O'Rourke will have them driven up the roof that they are going to beat Dublin, and they will want to put down a statement if they get to play them in Páirc Tailteann. That would be my prediction anyway. For the GAA, it would be amazing news if Meath came back strong. They're so marketable as that, Meath never know when they're beaten. Like, that was always the thing with Meath. They always came back. They always staged a late rally. They always staged a late comeback. And it became an aura that you can never put a Meath team never knows when it's beaten. If they come back, they're so marketable. That rivalry is so marketable. It would be nothing but a good thing for the GAA. It'd be nothing but a good thing for Dublin. It would be nothing but a good thing for Meath. And when you're saying, how would it be nothing but a good thing for Dublin? Look at the attendances. Look at the attendances in the Leinster Championship. The Leinster Championship in 2005 to 2008, like, Dublin were playing Laois, Dublin were playing Meath in Croke Park. 84,000 people were in the stadium. It was a full house. It was like it was an All-Ireland final. The last time I genuinely thought Dublin might lose a game in the Leinster Championship was in 2011, and that was in the semi-final against Kildare. Eamon Callaghan scored the goal and the point to level it up in the last minute. Ever since then, I've known that Dublin aren't going to be touched in Leinster. So having a sense of doubt, having a sense of drama brings the crowds, and it would be good for Dublin GAA because it would bring back interest, and it would bring back, the interest that was there in the 2000s, and it would bring back this sense of pure passion in Leinster Championship games, which would be great for the GAA, great for Dublin GAA, great for me GAA, obviously great for me GAA. I do genuinely hope for a rivalry. I don't want Dublin to lose. I never want Dublin to lose, but a rivalry would be great. A rivalry really would be great. And I would accept that, to make it a good rivalry, you do have to lose sometimes. So, yeah, honest opinions. I hope that this works. I really do. I hope that O'Rourke, that the Meath lads coming up, I hope it could be the perfect storm, and it could give us some really, really good Gaelic football matches in the future. So I look forward to seeing what O'Rourke has planned. That's my thoughts on this appointment. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below. And until the next one, guys, take care.